Welcome to Jamaica Worldwide, and today we are looking at 10 of dancehall's most popular groups. One of the several interesting sectors of dancehall music is the proliferation of groups that emerged in the sector mostly in the 90s. As a matter of fact, there are very few groups that have achieved stardom before or since this time. Some 90s dancehall artists sometimes refer to the process of writing music as a group effort, whether the song was a solo effort or a group effort. This came from a brotherhood of artists that would hang around the studio to record at times and gave each other feedback on songs. This would somehow grow into the formation of crews of like-minded artists, some of which would go on to integrate into a formal group talent. Today, we look at recording groups that came to the fore and made their name in dancehall culture. This will not include crews of artists that didn't record under a formal group name like the Main Street Crew or Red Square. Also, keep watching to find out which groups are still going strong today and which fell into the familiar position of being dismantled, usually by members going solo. Of course, please remember to like the video, and if you have not subscribed, please take this time to subscribe to the channel and also hit the notification bell to ensure that you get videos as soon as they are released. Number 10, the Dutty Cup Crew.
Dutty Cup is the crew still. You know that crew there? Yeah. So we influencing each other too, you know.
International superstar Sean Paul is known for many hits which have sold millions across the world. However, he was originally a member of the Dutty Cup Crew, along with Lugaman, Massey Kid, Kid Corrupt, and Mr. Chicken, before he became an international chart-topping artist later on in his career. The group released quite a few singles and were relatively popular in different circles in the late 90s. They had works with popular producers such as King Jammy and Jeremy Harding of Too Hard Records. There has not been much activity from the group or music released as a group effort since the early 2000s. Sean Paul would release the classic solo effort 2002 album Dirty Rock, which would gain him international stardom and acclaim. Not much has been heard of the members of the group for a while, and the disbanding of the group would be a safe assumption. In 2020, the crew lost one of its members, Mr. Chicken, who had died in hospital after suffering a stroke. A few of the members are pursuing a solo career. Lugaman continues to do music, as well as Massey Kid, who recently started releasing new music and videos. The Dutty Cup Crew was a testament to the expansion of dancehall across social classes, from being a strictly downtown music to one that spans different classes across Jamaica. And even now, it is expanding to different nations, having their own versions of dancehall music. Number 9, Merital Family.
We usually do a lot of dancing songs, and people give you a little hype, but that never really hit still, but we have a big song now, everybody reckon.
The Merital Family was a popular dancehall group based in Montego Bay, with members including Trevor Kenil Brackett, Dwayne Samuels, Noel Mason, aka Blade, and Derek Edwards, aka Corey. They were known for creating a lot of dances such as Frogback and the internationally known Dirty Wine, which was made popular by Tony Matterhorn with the single of the same name. Dirty Wine would become very controversial at the time because it was known to have girls swinging their heads so fast. There were health concerns. Most of the controversy was, however, directed at Tony Matterhorn, whose song became an international hit. They would, however, gain much more recognition as they shot to fame with their single My Money Haha, done in 2010 on Adidja Haim Not Nice labels on the Strip Club rhythm, which also featured Vybz Kartel himself. For a while, they were associated with the Vybz Kartel camp and were recording on several rhythms alongside the whole Portmore Empire crew of artists. They announced later, however, that they were parting ways officially with the Portmore Empire camp.
Just out there to put out the good music. When I come for throwing our word, against you understand the previous organization. You see me I say, we just go put out the good work them now and try to govern our career in the way it should go. You understand me?
In moving ahead, the group faced some setbacks which had detrimental effects. Derek Edwards, otherwise called Corey, was gunned down after he exited a popular gaming lounge located in Montego Bay. He was shot to death by unknown assailants as he walked towards his car, according to police reports. Keneal Merital had his own setbacks as he was imprisoned in the United States, but is currently back in Jamaica following his stint in prison. He has since embarked on rebranding himself under the name Bad Gettin' and has released quite a few songs and videos under the moniker.
I know every food is a good meal. I know every link is a good deal. I know every girl you fit in real, or else you're not gonna know pain until you feel.
Number 8. Ward 21.
20 years as professionals and we still get back the same energy as day one from the audience, so we give thanks for that.
Ward 21 formed in the late 1990s and was of course named after the psychiatric ward at the University of West Indies Hospital in St. Andrew. Ward 21 is comprised of dancehall musicians and producers from Jamaica and have created hit dancehall rhythms like Bada Bada and Belias and Volume. The group originally had 4 members: Kudley McCarthy, Andre Soko Gray, Mark Mean Dog Henry, and Renaldo Rumblood Evans. They actually came from the King Jammies camp and acted as sound selectors and engineers for the King Jammies sound system. Suku and Conley had their own dream of owning their own sound system, which was their initial motivation to do music. They had known each other from about 5 years old. Suku had started working on sound systems, eventually moving to King Jammies sound system, and facilitated Kunle joining the Jammies sound system team. Kunle was already a sound system DJ, playing at a club in Montego Bay every weekend, traveling from Kingston to do so every week. Suko suggested Kunle when there was a double booking, and King Jammies was satisfied with his performance. Eventually, Kunle would tell Jammies that he would like to learn the studio work, which got them into the studio.
But me only spent like 1 year on the sound. By that time, from the first day I step foot in the studio, they never come out back.
They had their first success with the Bada Bada rhythm in 1998. It featured popular dancehall and reggae acts such as Beanie Man, Elephant Man, and featured the emergence of new dancehall star Mr. Lex, formerly known as Lexus. Ward 21's own original hit was recorded by Conley but was originally written by Conley for Suko, but Suko just didn't want to go to the studio that day. After Conley recorded it, he encouraged Suko to do the hook, which Suko declined, saying that the song was perfect as it is, and the rest was history. In addition to their success as producers, they had hits as a recording artist group with tracks such as Haters, Judgment Day, and Bloodstain. They went on to release their first album, Mentally Disturbed, in 2001. Ward 21's productions included Capleton's Slew Them and When the Smoke Clears, a combination by Wayne Marshall and Bounty Killer. Ward 21 have released 3 albums on the reggae label Green Sleeves. They also appeared on Major Laser's second album, Free the Universe, with the track Mash Up the Dance. On the 22nd of January 2014, they released their 5th album, Still Disturbed, and they continue to tour to this day. Number 7, Innocent Crew. The Innocent Crew originally comprised of Courtney Clumsy-Daps Morris, Kerry Macahead Campbell, Leonard Copper Kid Annaly, and Hemsley Morris Jr., otherwise known as Bentley Hype. Prior to teaming up, the individual members had all made name for themselves on the sound system circuit in Jamaica. Courtney Morris began chanting and nurtured his career on the Stonewave sound in Seaview Gardens. Campbell performed on a local sound while working as a studio engineer in Ocho Rios. Morris, the son of early reggae artist Helmsley Morris, joined the La Benz sound system, noted for launching the career of none other than Spragga Benz. Helms himself was originally part of what he called the Wasness crew, which included Sketta Burrell, Rascassa, known at the time as Gandhi, and Norrisman. His name Bensley Hype originated from the whole Benz culture. Benz Crew's hangout spot was called the Benz Corner, and the home of the sound system, La Benz. So his name was fittingly changed to Bensley Hype, the addition of hype being from his signature sound. The crew made waves with their 1999 hit song, Impossible Train, creating a lane for themselves among popular dancehall groups. They initially gained popularity while performing at a regular Sunday night session in Duane Park, which led to a performance at the iconic Cactus nightclub, supporting Spragga Benz. It was Yolande Rattray who became their manager in 1997, who set about securing a deal for them with Sly and Robbie of Taxi Productions, who were eventually responsible for the production of the Impossible Train. Spragga Benz also played an integral role in helping them to get recognition. In the late part of the 90s, they became a massive act out of Jamaica, and some now popular acts would open the show for Innocent Crew, including T.O.K. and Vybz Kartel, the group. In 2009, the group embarked on their sitcom project, Me and My Crew. Bensley Hype explained that the series has been a vision of his since high school, and that it would include the members of the crew. The show would, however, be without Clumsy Daps, who died as a result of stab wounds he received during an altercation at his home in Seaview Gardens. This was only a week before they were to start shooting Me and My Crew. The part of Clumsy Daps would end up being played by Everaldo Creary. The crew disbanded over the years, and Bensley Hype continues to keep the name alive, and recently released the Breakdown 2 track, which has been doing very well. Number 6. Scare Dem Crew. In 1995, 4 aspiring dancehall stars based in Seaview Gardens in Kingston joined forces under the name Seaview Family before changing it to the Scare Dem Crew. Their name was inspired by none other than international recording artist Bounty Killer, who they had been touring with. The crew consisted of Boom Dandemite, real name Donovan Stewart, Elephant Man, real name O'Neil Bryan, Nitty Kochi, real name Andrew Reid, and Harry Toddler, real name Patrick Jackson. In the mid-90s, the crew culture dominated the dancehall scene. Scare Dem's competitors included Monster Shock Crew, the Shocking Vibes Crew, and the Main Street Crew. Scare Dem were, at the time, being guided by Johnny Wonder, who had masterminded Bounty Killer's early rise to prominence, and he repeated this success with the crew growing very quickly in popularity. They had a signature style of dyeing their hair orange, and were very eccentric in their outfits, and also in their music videos. Their unconventional approach during the cultural revival, brought about by artists such as Capleton and Buju Banton, was especially popular with teenagers at the time. The adulation inspired the group's successful debut album. The group's members released a number of singles individually, although all of the crew provided backing vocals in the studio. Elephant Man and Harry Toddler handled the lead, and the crew had a hit song with No Rundown Girl. Nitty Kochi released Go Baby Go, and Elephant Man issued War Start. The group's profile was further enhanced when they released the popular Jailhouse No Nice. In 1998, Harry Toddler released Badman No Dress Like Girl for Studio 2000. An abundance of US recording contract offers followed in recognition of the affinity between Scare Dem's dancehall style and hip-hop. Elephant Man's solo efforts would lead to him having an illustrious solo career in the 2000s, become well known for his Died Out Here and energetic performances. His song Willie Bounce appeared on several mixtapes in early 2006. With the growth of Elephant Man's career, it became increasingly obvious that the Scare Dem crew was no longer united, and there were no expectations for future projects. There was a small reunion between the members of the group at a Downsound Records Christmas party in 2019, but there has been no release under the Dem Crew moniker to indicate that there is an artistic reunion, and so it remains to be seen if there will be a Dem Crew project anytime in the future. Number 5. RDX. RDX is a duo of reggae dancehall recording artists and producers. DJ Renegade, or more recently Renegade, real name Carlton Williams, from Waterhouse in Kingston, and singer Delomar, real name Andre Bedward, from Kencat in Kingston, Jamaica. They have had several chart hits. They have also toured extensively to the United States, Canada, Europe, Japan, the Caribbean. They have also performed across Africa in countries such as Uganda and Kenya, among others. Before the later days of RDX, Williams and Bedward began their dancehall music career in 2003 as members of a group called Excitement. That group included a third member referred to as Sniper X. In 2006, the Excitement gang was seemingly dissolved and the duo RDX was formed. It would presumably stand for Renegade, Delomar, Excitement, or simply because they would have X at the end of the group members' names in the original Excitement group. In 2007, RDX would release their hit single Everybody Dance. Major collaborations include Lose Yourself with Major Lazer, Mash Up the Place with Sac Noel and Salvi, and Surly Bray with Conscience. Broad Out was their 7th chart topper in Jamaica. Their other popular songs included Bend Over, Catch, Ride It, Jump, and Bang. RDX released their debut album called To The World in 2008 and their second studio album, Level Up, in 2017. The lead single from Level Up was Shake Your Bam Bam. The song spent over 20 weeks atop the sales chart. For its distributors, the subsequent music video racked up over 25 million views on YouTube. In 2023, both members had a very public discourse and both tend to perform the RDX songs individually. Up to the making of this video, both were embroiled in a war of words which has played out over social media, which is indicating a disbanding of the group.
Amsterdam, we did Mayotte, we did France, we did Reunion Island. So it's just crazy work. I mean, the music is spreading all over the place, and I mean, our music has reached so many places, you know.
Number 4, Monster Shack Crew.
So my great from my brain kept on this. Tell me if you get this truth.
The Monster Shack Crew, or more recently the Monster Empire, is made up of Ghost, real name Carlton Hilton, General B, Dave Parks, and Roundhead, real name Otis Morrison, all of whom enjoyed fairly successful single careers. Prior to the formation of the Monster Shack Crew, the DJ veterans came together as a group in 1996. Ghost was popular from his early days, performing as a solo act and performing as one half of the duo Ghost and Culture. General B also joined the group, having his own set of hits such as Ziggy Ziggy and Bad in a New Clothes. Roundhead was known for professing the qualities of cannabis and brought a unique vocal range to the group. He got his name from Brigadier Jerry, who gave him a chance to DJ with the sound system one night, and his talent was recognized from that day. He was living in Tavern Drive and would join up with Capleton, and they would do shows around Kingston and St. Andrew to earn a living from music. He originally liked to rap, having spent time abroad, and speaks to the influence of the rap genre in his early career. He would gain a fan base in Montego Bay and would leave Kingston and go to Montego Bay to perform on shows over the weekend. He would end up finding success in 1992. Ghost, General B, and Roundhead would go to each other's shows to get featured in each other's performances, until eventually the demand would cause them to form the Monster Shock Crew. They released their debut album in 1998 called Monster Party, which was very successful and saw them touring across many countries. Ghost was the first to go solo, and the group took a break to focus on Ghost's Love You album, but the members separated a little while after. The members had several disagreements, and the group performances grew infrequent, while each member was performing more on a solo basis.
Never under no excitement, but it seemed like how it built, or people never see it build, and same way it does a broke up. We still a reason, I don't know so Spar and Ray, but the whole thing didn't mash up from them time there. That's why I say, it's like general feel like the left out and the hungry way they were coming, like everything him just a try pick up and fold back the vibes and Ray, you know what I mean? I say so. For real, but I was that I go on. Yeah, Ghost a draw from the whole thing.
Number 3, Voicemail. Voicemail is a dancehall and reggae group that started from the heart of Kingston and became synonymous with producing some of the best dance hits and boast a unique sound unlike any other in the island and the world. The group actually formed at a talent show in 1999. The original 5 group members met and decided to put their musical talents together to form the group Voicemail. The group then consisted of Robert Manning, Leonardo Grant, Kevin Blair, Jerome Jackson, and O'Neal Edwards, who worked together until 2002. With the road to success seemingly distant, both Robert and Leonardo grew weary at little to no progress and decided to leave the group, and the quintet was now down to a trio. Kevin, Jerome, and O'Neal, with the encouragement of others in the industry, family and close friends, became even more determined to hold on to their dreams of success and continued under the name Voicemail, eventually recording their first single, Never Really Want to Let You Go, with popular radio DJ and producer Arif Cooper. The group went on to record with producers such as Tony Kelly, Robert Livingston, and Danny Champagne, but it was not until 2004, however, that they would get their first local hit with Weddy Time, featuring Deli Ranks and well-known Jamaican dancer Bogle. This was produced by Danny Champagne. Riding on the success, they went on to record a string of singles with accompanying videos such as She Want It Harder, Weddy Time, Ready to Party, and Wacky Dip. By this time, they were all over the place performing at events locally, featuring at Springfest in 2004, Fully Loaded, Reggae Sumfest in 2004 and 2005, cementing their name in the industry. They went on in 2006 to release their first album, Hey, with VP Records, which was an overwhelming success as it sold heavily both locally and internationally. In 2007, they released a second album called Let's Go, with the third following quickly after in 2008 called Jump Off, both distributed by Japan's Pony Canyon label. The group was unfortunately plunged into mourning as tragedy struck on the morning of May 9, 2010, when O'Neal Edwards was shot at his home in Duane Park. After undergoing emergency surgery and fighting for 2 weeks, O'Neal sadly succumbed to his injuries and passed away on May 26, leaving behind family, friends, and the remaining 2 group members who would have to carry on the Voicemail name. They released a free album on YouTube entitled Next Level, which featured their last recordings with O'Neal. This was to pay homage to their fallen brother in music. The duo then released a dance album entitled Let's Dance in 2013 and toured Japan once again in 2014. No strangers to the hard work, the duo released their second project together as an EP entitled Game Changers, produced by Dancehall Rulers in 2015, and toured the United States, the Caribbean, and Europe, bringing their high-energy style once again to the world stage. Number 2, Chacka, Demus, and Pliers.
She don't let nobody.
Chacka, Demus, and Pliers are a Jamaican reggae duo made up of DJs Chacka Demus, real name John Taylor, and singer Pliers, born Everton Bonner. They are known for their hits Tease Me and Murder She Wrote. As a duo, they enjoyed more commercial success with mainstream pop fans after their collaboration began in early 90s. Chacka Demus and Pliers were established musicians when they teamed up in 1991. After performing together in Miami, they saw that people liked the dynamics of them together on stage, and they would agree to start doing more performances and start recording as a duo. Chacka was born and raised in Waterhouse, which was known for its established status as the home of the new wave of Jamaican music at the time. Pliers also had a stint as a duo with Pinchers. Chacka Demus moved to Papine due to political violence that flared up in Waterhouse and got his start on the Roots Majestic sound, where he honed his talent. He returned to Waterhouse and went on to be called by King Jammies to work on King Jammies' sound system. His first notable hit was One Scotch, which did well across Jamaica. Pliers was born in Rock Hall, St. Andrew, and grew up as one of 10 children. He decided to pursue music in order to attain a better life to help his family, and would eventually guide his brothers, Richie Spice, Spanabana, and Snatcher Lion into the music industry. He originally went by the name Blues Melody and was given the name Pliers by Dignitary Stylish. He started to gain greater recognition for the songs Bias Them Bias and Her Love Is Burning. Chacka Demus and Pliers were in studio with Sly and Robbie with intentions to record a song but couldn't decide on which one to record, and then they settled on Murder She Wrote. Pliers was originally reluctant as he had not got the response he expected, having recorded it on a few other rhythms before, and thought he wouldn't record it again until he found what he thought was the right rhythm for the song. Murder She Wrote became a massive international hit. They appeared on Reggae Sunsplash in 1992, and the following year broke through international success with Tease Me, which was in the UK singles charts for 3 months in 1993, peaking at number 3 in July. They followed with a cover of Curtis Mayfield's She Don't Let Nobody, and a cover of the Top Notes' Twist and Shout, which topped the UK singles chart in early 1994. The duo becoming the first Jamaican act to top the chart in 8 years. In 1996, they signed to Island Records and released the album For Every Kind of People. The duo continues to tour the world to this day.
I couldn't believe the tune just a run with up. But it's a great song, it's a beautiful song, and beautiful song always lasts forever,
Before we continue, please remember to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Please remember to hit the notification bell so you can get videos as soon as they are released. Number 1, T.O.K.
Really? Yeah.
T.O.K. is arguably the most successful dancehall reggae group from Kingston, Jamaica. The group consisted of Alistair Alex McCullough, Rashawn Basie Clark, Craig T. Thompson, and Xavier Flex Davidson. They started the group in 1996 and continue to this day, although there was an announced dissolution in 2015, after which they have since reunited. They were best known for such hits as Footprints, Girl You A Lead, Chichiman, Eagles Cry, Guardian Angel, Money to Burn, She's Hot, Hey Ladies, The Voice, and I Believe. The group's origins can be traced back to the early 90s. While the members were still attending high school, Alex and Flex were friends, and Alex invited Craig T. Thompson and Basie to the group, as they were also members of the choir at the Campion College High School. With that, T.O.K. was born. After voicing some tracks for local record producer Stephen Gregg's label Nuff Records, they signed a recording contract with Sly Dunbar and Robbie Shakespeare's Taxi label in 1996. They released their first single, Hit 'Em High, which had a little impact, and later that year, they signed onto Richard Sham Brownie's high-profile label and released 2 more singles, Send Them Come and Hardcore Lover with Lady Saw. They saw better success with the combination with Lady Saw, which got them to be signed by VP Records. In 2004, T.O.K was described as the world's greatest reggae dancehall group by the New York Times. In 2012, the group became independent of their contract with VP Records. Since emerging on the scene in the early 90s, they released hit songs and albums. In 1999, they recorded Eagle's Cry, a version of Prince's When Doves Cry, on the Jamaican imprint Extra Large, which became an international success. T.O.K entered the US market in 2001 with the debut album My Crew, My Dogs, which made the top 10 in the Billboard Top Reggae Album chart and achieved platinum status in Japan. That year, T.O.K appeared on MTV's first Advance Warning. The group had a further success with the single Girl You A Lead. Their second album, Unknown Language, in 2005, produced another hit, Footprints, also making it into the Billboard charts at number 93. The album followed its predecessor with platinum sales in Japan. T.O.K spent a couple of years touring the world promoting Unknown Language. In 2007, 2 more hits emerged in No Man and Guardian Angel. Guardian Angel rose to number 1 on the reggae charts in New York City and Florida, as well as in Jamaica. Since 2008, T.O.K released several new singles, as well as music videos for No Man, Unbelievable, and the Hotter Vibes medley, Raindrops medley, and more recently, Supermodel. In October 2015, Davidson, that is Flex, left because of internal issues within the group and decided to focus on a solo career, which caused a split in the group at the time. It wasn't until 2022 that they embarked on a reunion and started touring again. Are there any groups you feel should be on this list? Let us know in the comments. Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos. Thank you for watching. This is Jamaica Worldwide.